The KeysDAN Show. It's the KeysDAN Show. I need a new theme for the KeysDAN Show. You might learn stuff. You might hear news. You never know what you're going to get on the KeysDAN Show. Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah. All right. It's the 4th of July. Celebrate your independence, America. For those that are outside of the USA, hey, we're celebrating Independence Day here. The date that we celebrated, the independence from the UK, from anyone else in the world. We got to take care of ourselves around here. The founding fathers. Hey, what's up, party people? It's KeysDAN with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live in a living color from the Radio What Studios. And this is my podcast, The KeysDAN Show. It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do you go? DJLittleRock.com. Let me say it one more time. DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you can have me at your next event. I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. And yes, let's entertain the people. Let me entertain you. I'll try not to sing at your event, unless you really, 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 really want me to. I do a lot of karaoke shows, and occasionally people want to be tortured with my singing. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. I do have my select few songs that I do sing. I think last night I sang one over at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. I sang Lay Lady Lay by Bob Dylan. And I did it real nasally. Lay, 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 lay across my big brass bed. Yes. Yes, I did that. I did that. This is what I do. How's everybody doing out there? What's going on, America? As the late, great Bernie Mac used to say, what's up, America? He used to say it just like that. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I see some people that are liking the screen and liking what's going on. I'm transmitting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and also on my LinkedIn. I'm transmitting a video on LinkedIn. I never thought of that. I don't know. I don't use LinkedIn all that much. I have a LinkedIn profile. It's out there. Whatever. Whatevs. Hey, if you want to chime in, I'll go ahead and give you the number now. Now that it's out there, it's live. 501-470-6386. If you want to be a part of the show, you can call me and I'll pipe you in and you'll be here on the KeysDAN Show. What are you up to? What are you up to on this fine Saturday, July 4th, 2020, Independence Day for the U.S. of A., the United States of America? How you doing out there, America? I know I've asked that already. I've asked that already a few times. And I noticed on my scrolling screen, I still have the photo from last night for the Rab. This week's shows, I do have the Rab again this week on Friday night. So if you're in the Conway, Arkansas area, come and visit over at the Rab. It's a good time. It's starting to feel like old times. I know that I think we're taking precautions on that. I have a lot of hand sanitizer and handy wipes to wipe down the microphones after each use. So taking care of each other, people helping people out, taking care that we don't get this novel COVID-19 coronavirus. I guess, is it novel still? I guess it's novel because we don't know a lot about it. And it's novel because we don't have a cure for it. It won't be novel after we get a cure for it. I think that's when it becomes, we know about that thing. We know about the flu. We know about polio. It's not novel anymore. Yeah, we get it. There's something out there. I see, Derek LaShawn Marshall. He's out there. And Emily Glazner. You were recently on the podcast. I just reshared her video. So if you're looking at my if you're looking at my Facebook page, you can just scroll down a little bit. You'll see Emily Glazner's video that we did on YouTube just recently. on the 16th of June, and where she's talking about all the stuff that made her who she is today, or at least part of it. You get to be a big, I mean, I enjoy doing the What Makes You Famous podcasts, where I get to go one on one and chit chat with people, talk to people. I find out more about what makes them tick. I learn about people. All right. Well, thinking locally and resonating globally, where the fireworks at here in Conway, Arkansas, in the central Arkansas area. Chime in if you don't want to call me, 501-470-6386. You can always comment and let me know what's going on in your neck of the woods, how we celebrating all over the US of A. Is anybody out? I mean, should I even be doing this video right now? Is anybody even here? Are they out at the lake? Are they fishing? Are they barbecuing? Are they doing what I probably should be doing? I shouldn't be here on a video. I should be out having some fun, spending some time with the fam. And I guess I'll do that. That's on my agenda for today. Sorry about that little background noise. That's on my agenda for the day. I got stuff going on later this afternoon. Heck, I might play a video game coming up soon. Any suggestions on what I should play? I've been playing Valorant. That's a pretty fun game. I haven't mastered it yet, so I'll probably play Valorant. And I tried Galaga and a pinball. I did that, and then I have some robot games like Mech Warrior and I guess what's the other one called? Some kind of warrior tech. I guess I can look through my games thing here. Let's see. I have Dig Dug, Galaga, Pac-Man, Legends of World War II. I might check that one out. BattleTech, Destiny 2. I didn't even know there was a Destiny 1. MSI, Electric City Core Assault. Well, I have an MSI computer, so maybe that was what came with this computer or something that got suggested to me. RoboCraft. That's another robot game. And then the Orville Interactive Fan Experience. I found that on Steam, and I like the show, The Orville. I hope it comes back real soon. I know that production is halted in Hollywood, at least till this month. I think they're coming back in productions on various things in Hollywood. Yes, things are happening. Things are happening all over the world. Things are happening right here locally. I'm in Conway, Arkansas. For those that don't know, I'm KeysDAN. I'm from South Florida and the Florida Keys, born in Miami. I guess I went to high school in Fort Lauderdale, and then shortly after moved to the Florida Keys and changed my stage name to KeysDAN. And that ended up being what followed me around, at least up till now, at 51 years old. And I don't think I'm going to change it anytime soon. KeysDAN seems to be the branding that I'm going with. We're hanging out on the KeysDAN show as I sit here in my studio in Conway, Arkansas. Well, I mean, today it is Independence Day, but there's other things going on. I guess I can go to history.com and find out what happened on this date in history as if we didn't know. July 4th, on this date in history. I think a lot of people know, but there might be something that comes up in this. Continental Congress adopts the Declaration of Independence in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Born and raised in the playground. Okay, no. In Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Continental Congress adopts the Declaration of Independence, which proclaims the independence of the United States of America from Great Britain and its king. The declaration came 442 days after the first volleys of the American Revolution were fired at Lexington and Concord in Massachusetts, and marked an ideological expansion of the conflict that would eventually encourage France's intervention on behalf of the Patriots. The first major opposition to British policy came in 1765 after Parliament passed the Stamp Act, a taxation measure to raise revenues for a standing British army in America under the banner of, quotes, No taxation without representation. Colonists convened the Stamp Act Congress in October 1765 to vocalize their opposition to the tax. With its enactment in November, most colonists called for a boycott of British goods, and some organized attacks on the custom houses and homes of tax collectors. After months of protest in the colonies, Parliament voted to repeal the Stamp Act in March 1766. Why did the American colonists declare independence? Most colonists continued to quietly accept British rule until Parliament's enactment of the Tea Act in 1773, a bill designed to save a faltering East India Company by greatly lowering its tea tax and granting it a monopoly on the American tea trade. The low tax allowed the East India Company to undercut even tea smuggled into America by Dutch traders, and many colonists viewed the act as another example of taxation tyranny. In response, militant patriots in Massachusetts organized the Boston Tea Party, which saw British tea valued at some £18,000 dumped into Boston Harbor. The British Parliament, outraged by the Boston Tea Party and other blatant acts of destruction of British property, enacted the Coercive Acts, also known as the Intolerable Acts, in 1774. The Coercive Acts closed Boston to merchant shipping, established formal British military rule in Massachusetts, made British officials immune to criminal prosecution in America, and required colonists to quarter British troops. The colonists subsequently called the First Continental Congress to consider a united American resistance to the British. While with the other colonists watching intently, Massachusetts led the resistance to the British, forming a shadow revolutionary government and establishing militias to resist the increasing British military presence across the colony. In April 1775, Thomas Gage, the British governor of Massachusetts, ordered British troops to march to Concord, Massachusetts, where a Patriot arsenal was known to be located. On April 19th, 1775, the British regulars encountered a group of American militiamen at Lexington, and the first shots of the American Revolution were fired. Initially, both the American and the British saw the conflict as a kind of civil war within the British Empire. To King George III, it was a colonial rebellion, and to the Americans, it was a struggle for their rights as British citizens. However, Parliament remained unwilling to negotiate with the American rebels and instead purchased German mercenaries to help the British Army crush the rebellion. In response to Britain's continued opposition to reform, the Continental Congress began to pass measures abolishing British authority in the colonies. How did the Americans declare independence? In January 1776, Thomas Paine published Common Sense, an influential political pamphlet that convincingly argued for American independence and sold more than 500,000 copies in a few months. In the spring of 1776, support for independence swept the colonies. The Continental Congress called for states to form their own governments, and a 5-man committee was assigned to draft a declaration. The Declaration of Independence was largely the work of Virginian Thomas Jefferson. In justifying American independence, Jefferson drew generously from the political philosophy of John Locke, an advocate of natural rights, and from the work of other English theorists. The first section features the famous lines, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." The second part presents a long list of grievances that provided the rationale for rebellion. When did American colonies declare independence? On July 2nd, 1776, the Continental Congress voted to approve a Virginia motion calling for separation from Britain. The dramatic words of this resolution were added to the closing of the Declaration of Independence. 2 days later, on July 4th, the Declaration was formally adopted by 12 colonies after minor revision. New York approved it on July 19th. On August 2nd, the Declaration was signed. The Revolutionary War would last 5 more years. Yet to come were patriotic triumphs at Saratoga, the bitter winter at Valley Forge, the intervention of the French, and the final victory at Yorktown in 1781. In 1783, with the signing of the Treaty of Paris with Britain, the United States formally became free and independent nation. History. History. Now, it's very timely. History, that you have to remember history. History is being messed with, for lack of better words. I know I'm supposed to be some kind of a wordsmith, but I have no words. Statues being toppled, monuments being defaced, um, pieces of literature, pieces of history, of American history, are being erased from existence. So we're not going to have that history to teach the children, to teach the next generation, and it's we're doomed to have that history repeat itself if we don't know what happened in the past. Yes, toppling some of these monuments, while it may initially seem like a good idea, you have to remember all the bad things, and I mean not just the good things, but all the bad things that happened in this country as well. So we don't repeat those problems. Oh my goodness. I guess President Trump, he was at Mount Rushmore, and yes, two of the presidents, George Washington and Thomas Jefferson, were slave owners. That fact cannot be refuted. I don't believe so. They were slave owners, but does that mean that everything that they did was wrong? No, no, it doesn't. They're the reason that this country is a country to begin with. I just read a little bit about the Declaration of Independence, that was largely written by Thomas Jefferson, the Virginian, and he soon became one of our presidents of these United States. So having President Trump, speaking in front of that great monument, Mount Rushmore, was important. It was very important. Although he did find some opposition on the way, there were some indigenous folks that were there. Some of the Native Americans, the American Indians, were in his path, and they had valid points as well. The land that Mount Rushmore is on was stolen from their people in the 1800s. So yes, I guess they have a valid point as well. Oh, let me say hi to Susan Mitchell Schatzer. She's out there saying hello on the Facebook feed. I appreciate you being out there. Thank you. Thank you very much. I guess I should look at the YouTube feed as well, and see if there's any comments out there. I'm out there on Twitch, and I'm out there on YouTube. So if you feel like commenting, please feel free to do so. And then the LinkedIn. I don't know. Maybe I should bring that up and look at the LinkedIn comments, if there are any. And the let's see, tune in now. I guess I should find out if I'm actually transmitting live on. Oh, yeah, I am. I'm transmitting live on Twitch right now. Okay, so I have all the chats up. If you want to chat me up on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook. Now, the Facebook comments, they'll live forever in the video when it gets posted up on YouTube, and I guess it gets posted up on Twitch as well. I'm learning. I'm learning all this technology. Old man learning, old man learning. If anybody knows any other different places I should be uh, re re-streaming live, let me know. Kind of excited about reaching the masses and promoting people. I mean, as well as myself. I mean, every anybody knows the DJ knows how to promote himself. He's got a microphone in his hands, so I'm going to be saying my name, KeysDAN in the house. But I'll try to refrain from doing that if I'm at a very solemn occasion, like such a formal occasion like a wedding. I probably won't do any of that cheesy stuff, but I'm at a karaoke show, an all ages show. I'm gonna have some fun with it. So wave your hands in the air and wave them like you do care, because I care. I care about the people. I care about you, and I like promoting people. That's the whole reason I started the What Makes You Famous podcast. I mean, I had a microphone sitting in front of me. I guess that was the initial reason. I had a microphone and I have the ability to record myself. So I might as well record some conversations that I'm having with people and find out more about people. People helping people. People getting to know people. People. Oh my goodness. Why do I keep trying to sing? Don't sing. I leave the singing to you at my karaoke shows. All right, today, July 4th, 2020, is also Independence from Meat Day. Let's see. Let's see what that's all about. Every year, more and more people are embracing the vegetarian and vegan lifestyle, both for the increased health benefits that come from eliminating or limiting meat from their diet, and the moral and environmental implications that come from doing so. Even if you're practically an obligate carnivore, Independence from Meat Day is your opportunity to try a different kind of cuisine that focuses on not eating cute, harmless animals. After all, it can't possibly hurt to remove it from your diet for just one day, but it can help animals everywhere. History of Independence from Meat Day. It's no surprise that Independence from Meat Day falls when it does, on one of the most popular days in the world for grilling meat outside. Avid vegans and vegetarians are firm believers that eating meat is akin to an addiction and the worst possible thing for our bodies and our environments. While the science doesn't hold out that eating meat is in and of itself dangerous to us by default, there are some strong arguments to be made, particularly as it regards to grilled meat. On the part of being a danger to the world, however, there's a whole lot of evidence to back it up. After all, the sheer amount of water used in the production of commercial levels of meat and animal products is utterly immense, as is the sheer amount of land it takes. It's actually been estimated that cow flatulence accounts for far more greenhouse gas emissions than every car in the world combined. That's more than a little significant. Further, the char that forms on meat when it's grilled has been shown to have a significantly higher rate of carcinogens on it than meat prepared in any other way. So, grilled meat is, if nothing else, far worse for you than any other kind of meat preparation. How to celebrate Independence from Meat Day. And I can't believe I'm reading this because I'm a meat eater and I'll probably eat meat today. But how to celebrate Independence from Meat Day? Well, that's where things get easy now, isn't it? You just have to spend the entire day not consuming any meat. If this sounds like a fate worse than death to you, you certainly aren't alone. However, during our experiment, we really had a fantastic experience with rice crackers and a variety of blended hummus. And that was just the start of our cuisine. When we took eggplant and grilled it after marinating it in a delicious blend of soy sauce and a number of spices and used it in place of a hamburger, we were really surprised at how delicious eating vegetarian food could be. Of course, the day after Independence from Meat Day was the day we ordered a big, juicy bacon cheeseburger. But now we enjoy crackers and hummus as a snack. All right. Independence from Meat Day twinned with Independence Day. Independence from Meat Day shares the same birthday as Independence Day. As such, the tradition isn't to throw vegan veggies in the oven and cover them in a peanut sauce. Watching aliens destroy the White House doesn't feel the same without a plate of hot food in your hands. So it's not the easiest holiday to observe, especially when you throw in barbecued spare ribs day for good measure. Still, you can use these events to your advantage. Grilled vegetables. Veg has a stigma of being boring and not as delicious as meat. Of course, this isn't true. This trick is to treat it with the same love, care, and attention you would with a steak. Yes, that means firing up the barbecue and char grilling the bad boys with seasoning and hot sauce glaze. Others are available, but this one is our favorite. That's what the article says. You won't notice that the meat is missing. I'll notice. I'll notice. Yes, I'm interjecting that. I will notice the meat missing. Oh my goodness. Mix them with tasty sauces. Alternatively, veggies go perfectly with sauces as they soak up the goodness and go soft. Curry is a prime example for all the subcontinent enthusiasts, while a stir fry will combine flavors with different textures. The incredible thing about these cooking styles is that the more veggies that crowd the pan, the more aromatic the dish. Invite the whole family. Yeah, I'm sure they'll appreciate that. Independence Day is a family occasion, so Independence from Meat Day must follow suit. Not only is it a healthier alternative for everybody, but sharing experiences will heighten the event. Make it a BYOB. Bring your own barbecue, and everyone will arrive with a contrasting dishes or variations of recipes. Once the table is set, you won't be able to tell the faux meats from the hummus and grilled corn. I know I'm saying this with a lot of laughter, but hey, independence from meat. I know a lot of people believe wholeheartedly in being vegetarian, and some people, and there's a lot of science to show that not eating meat is probably good for you for a while. So hey, I could all right. Maybe I will spend one day not eating meat. Have I eaten any meat today? No, I haven't. I have not yet. So I was planning on having some later, but maybe I'm rethinking this. I think I could take one day off from eating meat. Let's see. Why does independence from meat day matter? Well, there's a straightforward answer. It teaches fantastic habits. Think about losing weight for a moment. People spend all year trying to shed a few pounds without hitting the back of the net. Compare this to research from the Preventative Medicine Research Institute in California, and it shows that meat free diets encourage participants to lose 24 pounds a year. It won't happen in a day, but the holiday does show people that abstaining from meat is possible. Here are a few benefits that are as effective as they are surprising. Cutting costs. A vegetarian diet is cheaper by as much as $600 per year. Independence from Meat Day proves that becoming a vegetarian or vegan is doable, and so is spending less on groceries. Passionate about cooking? Vegetables need love to deliver the same punch as meats. As a result, More veggie lovers are proactive in kitchens and develop a passion for cooking. Again, it's an incredible way to reduce household expenses, but it's also a fantastic hobby for mental health. Exercise more. Fatigue is a result of the body not having the correct balance of nutrients. Vegetables are packed with goodness, and that's reflected under the hood. Why not take part this year? You may never try it again, but you may change your lifestyle forever, 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 forever. That's a little bit about Independence from Meat Day. Yeah, we're celebrating independence all around, I'll tell you. Yeah, okay. Well, okay. Well, I mean, as we go on the Keys Dance Show, hanging out here on a Saturday, July 4th, the 4th of July, you know, there was a, let's see, what was the, oh, yeah. Uh, do the English have a 4th of July? And then the answer invariably is no. Well, then what comes between the 3rd and the 5th of July? Ah, Independence Day jokes. That's probably the only one I got. Anybody else have any Independence Day jokes? You can call me 501-470-6386. Be a part of the show. You can be a part of it all. You can be on right here, right now, as I record this on a Saturday afternoon, just afternoon. I think I started it at maybe 15 minutes till noon, and now it's 12:18. So we've been on for a little bit. All right. What else is going on this date in history? On this date, it's also Jackfruit Day. You ever had a jackfruit? I don't think I've ever had a jackfruit. I know what a jackfruit is. I've seen a picture of a jackfruit. I've seen a jackfruit. I'm pretty sure I've held a jackfruit, but I don't think I've ever eaten a jackfruit. Let's see, there's been a strong movement to reduce the amount of meat in our diet, but many of us are loath to do so without some form of replacement. Forget the concern of flavor. A sufficient amount of protein is really difficult to get from an all vegetable product diet. That's where the jackfruit comes in. An amazing food from the tropics that is little known throughout the world. Jackfruit Day has come along to change that by raising awareness of this delicious fruit and the amazing changes it can make to our world. The history of Jackfruit Day. Jackfruit Day was established by jackfruitday.com to help raise awareness of this incredible fruit and how it can serve to break our dependence on environmentally damaging meat products. Even better, swine lovers, jackfruit. What? Jackfruit is said to taste an awful lot like pork. Huh? So pork chops and bacon may not quite be a thing of the past, but that's just one wonderful thing about jackfruit. Jackfruit originated in South Asia and has an abiding love of hot weather and moist, there's that word, moist climates. Not a lot of people, some people don't like that word moist. So I'm going to say moist one more time. Moist. Jackfruit is no slouch when it comes to production. It can generate up to 250 fruit per tree when mature. Also, jackfruit has come in many varieties, coming in both hard and soft varieties. Describing the texture of its flesh. Want something sweeter? Soft jackfruit is both smaller and sweeter in flavor. Okay. They're also incredibly easy to reproduce. Considering that each individual fruit bears up to 500 seeds, jackfruit is also a multi-purpose plant. The lumber is valued for many applications thanks to it having termite and fungus resistance as natural properties. Entire palaces have been built from it. Wow. It doesn't stop there either. The roots have medicinal properties and have been used for generations to treat asthma, diarrhea, and fever. It truly is a magical plant. Jackfruit. How to celebrate Jackfruit Day. Celebrating Jackfruit Day starts by broadening your taste palette. JackfruitDay.com has a variety of recipes for the daring gourmand, from barbecue jackfruit sandwiches to an amazing tuna melt. Tuna? No, I guess it's jackfruit melt. You'll find varieties that are perfect replacements for all your favorite meat recipes. These examples will be sure to stir your imagination and provide you with the taste and fuel you want to come up with your very own. Jackfruit Day can become your personal favorite culinary day. And once you've mastered your own recipes, you can share them with your friends. Get out there and kick the meat habit with jackfruit. I need to find a local jackfruit provider. Or maybe I can get it at jackfruit.com jackfruitday.com since I've said that enough times. Let me go to that site, see what they got on there. Oh yeah, whole bunch of jackfruit. Declare your independence from meat on the 4th of July. Celebrate Jackfruit Day. A gigantic, weird-looking tropical tropical fruit, the largest that grows on a tree. Yeah, I guess it looks kind of like a lopsided coconut with some maybe uh, pimples on it, maybe divots, or I suppose. So yeah, jackfruit. I'm gonna have to go expand my horizons and find out what a jackfruit is. Oh my goodness. More not eating meat on this day of the year, the day of the year calendar. The vegans have really taken over when they made this days of the year calendar. Saturday, July 4th, 2020 is also Caesar Salad Day. Caesar Salad Day. Anyone who now that I've had a Caesar salad. They're pretty tasty. Anyone who's ever had a traditional Italian meal or been to an Italian restaurant knows this delicious salad mix comprised of romaine lettuce and croutons with a delicious blend of Parmesan cheese, egg, garlic, black pepper, Worcestershire sauce, and lemon juice. And it's heaven in a bowl. That's why Caesar Salad Day came to pass, to celebrate this delicious blend of foliage and seasonings. History of Caesar Salad Day. The first thing to know about Caesar salad, it wasn't named for the ill-fated leader of Rome, at least not directly. No, the salad instead credited to Caesar Cardini, an Italian immigrant who got into the restaurant business in the US and Mexico. Like most of the great culinary inventions, it wasn't the result of a deliberate design. Instead, it came about in a moment of desperation. In 1924, there was a bit of a rush on Cardini's restaurant, and he quickly got to work to keep the customers happy. The results? The delicious combination of ingredients delivered with a little chef's flair as he tossed it in at the table. Like most food, it has undergone multiple permutations throughout its existence. Originally, there were no anchovies in the salad, and that still commonplace today. In your fancier restaurants, however, you'll occasionally find bits of actual anchovy in with the salad as a complement to the natural anchovy flavor that comes with the Worcestershire sauce. But I can't say Worcestershire. Cardini would not be pleased. He was decidedly opposed to using anchovy directly in his salad. Of course, that's not all that's been added. Steak Caesar salad, chicken Caesar salad, even shrimp Caesar salad have all graced the menus of various restaurants throughout the world. How to celebrate Caesar Salad Day. Ready to celebrate Caesar Salad Day? So are we. I guess I could have a Caesar salad. I might have the ingredients in my fridge right now. So are we. The best way to celebrate it is to make sure you are having a traditional Caesar salad, eaten in the traditional style. That's right. You've been eating Caesar salad wrong all this time. The correct way to eat it is to have it prepared with whole romaine leaves and then consuming the salad by lifting those by the stem and consuming it with the fingers. Cardini never intended it for to be a salad eaten with a fork. However, you indulge. Make sure you enjoy a big Caesar salad for Caesar Salad Day. Oh man, I enjoy these days of the year. The days of the year calendar. Let's see, daysoftheyear.com. There's always something going on the days of the year. Now, the 4th of July, we're I guess the majority of Americans would consider that a day traditional, or you barbecue some meat of some kind of charred flesh. Well, I don't know who invented the daysoftheyear.com calendar, but it's been taken over by the vegans, I tell you. It's also Carrot Day. July 4th is Carrot Day. I guess I have a carrot in the fridge. I can chomp down on one of those as well. Ah, the ubiquitous carrot, favorite food of wabbits. Wabbits. Amazing for your eyesight. The foundation of what is easily one of the greatest cakes ever conceived. Yeah, carrot cakes are pretty delicious. When you think of a carrot, it's doubtless that you immediately bring to mind the bright orange root with the green foliage that is often found sticking out of the face of a snowman. What if we told you that orange is just one of the colors that carrots come in? I kind of knew that there's different colors. All right, tell me what colors. In fact, it isn't even the most common color outside of the Americas. Carrot Day is your opportunity to learn more about all the various cultivars of carrots and what they can bring to your meals. The history of Carrot Day. The history of Carrot Day is really the history of the carrot. And research of this incredibly popular root has revealed that it likely finds its origins in Central Asia. Through thousands of years of careful cultivation, we have ultimately arrived at the bright orange, slightly sweet, not at all bitter variety of carrot we have today. CarrotDay.com established Carrot Day in 2003, and it's spread throughout the world, all the places the carrot is known. As we've mentioned, there are multiple varieties of this carrot, otherwise known as cultivars, that range away from the traditional orange color we all think of. There's the purple dragon carrot, a lovely form of carrot that has a deliciously complex flavor, slightly spicy with a kid friendly sweetness. There's also the lovely yellow carrot that's as brightly yellow as a banana, which I just had. I just had a banana, but has a wonderful flavor all its own. Carrots are the foundation of so many meals, from rich, savory stews to sweet cakes and candies. They can serve as almost any part of a meal as well, including a sweet candied carrot or as the color to a tray of richly roasted vegetables. Vegetables. Carrot Day celebrates this root in all its uses. How to celebrate Carrot Day? Well, the easiest and tastiest way to celebrate Carrot Day is to make sure that it's featured in every meal. Start your day with a couple of carrot apple breakfast muffins. Huh? And take along a bag of them with a bit of ranch dressing for a snack throughout the day. Ooh, that's a pretty good snack. Round out your lunch with a slice of delicious carrot cake. Yum, yum, yum. And enjoy the fundamental flavor of roast vegetables featuring our favorite, the carrot. Carrot Day really is an opportunity for the all-purpose vegetable, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, dessert, and a nose for a snowman. Why am I thinking of snowman in July? Carrots really can do it all. All right, Carrot Day. Let's see. Carrot Day. Everybody having a good day. Are you having a good day out there? I hope you're having a good day. Let's see. What's going on? What else is going on in the world? What's going on in the world today? The scandal of the Declaration. Huh. There's an article by Noah Millman. The scandal of the Declaration. Since it's Independence Day, let's find out about the scandal. Uh-oh. July 4th already. Scandalous. July 4th, 1776 is not the date on which the colonies achieved their independence from Great Britain. That was September 3rd, 1783. It is not the date on which the war began. It was April 19th, 1775. It is certainly not the date that we became the United States. That wouldn't be until the adoption of the Constitution, which was created on September 17th, 1787, was ratified by a sufficient number of states on June 24th, 1788, and became effective on March 4th, 1789. It wasn't even the date on which the Continental Congress resolved unanimously to separate from Britain. That was 2 days earlier, on July 2nd, 1776. No, what we celebrate on July 4th are the words written to justify that resolution to the world, which were agreed to formally on that day. The words that constitute the Declaration of Independence. Most of those words have echoed through history, but hollowly, if, quote, he has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance, end quote, were enough to justify the revolution. No government on earth would be left standing. The text declares, by way of preamble, that certain truths are self evident when they were widely disputed at the time and were not even directly relevant to the case being presented. And the most important truth, that the colonies did, in fact, constitute a separate people or nation, and hence were in a position to, quote, assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, end quote, while implied throughout, was never even properly declared, much less substantiated. But it's those supposedly self evident truths, quote, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, end quote, for which, for which the Declaration is remembered and celebrated. So, how do we relate to the irony that the primary author of those words, Thomas Jefferson, was a slave owner and a white supremacist? The irony was noted at the time by British abolitionists like Thomas Day and by the idiosyncratic Tory Samuel Johnson, who famously asked, quote, how is it that we hear the loudest yelp for liberty among the drivers of Negroes? End quote. The question is very difficult to answer, and so Americans have historically dealt with the irony mostly by lying to obscure it. For example, the Broadway musical 1776 has Jefferson proclaim that he has already resolved to free his slaves. But this is something he not only didn't do in his lifetime, he freed only two of his hundreds of slaves while he lived, but did not even achieve through his will, which freed an additional five. On the contrary, Jefferson's investment, financial and emotional, in slavery only increased over the course of his life, as it became clear how profitable slave labor could be for the owner, and as the Haitian Revolution revealed what the consequence would be or plantation owners if their slaves took the Declaration at its word. The custodians of Jefferson's memory highlight the ways in which Jefferson did wrestle morally with the institution of slavery, which he saw as fundamentally in conflict with Republican ideals and corrosive of the character of the free, white, slave owning population of Virginia. But he could not see a way of ending slavery without inconveniencing that same free, white, slave owning people. So while he waited for an imagined future emancipation date, he would do nothing consequential to further the cause of slaves' freedom. He even refused a large bequest from his old friend, the Polish nobleman and Revolutionary War hero Thaddeus Kosciuszko, intended for the purchase of slaves to give them their freedom, along with land, livestock, and farm equipment to enable them to live the life of yeoman independence that Jefferson claimed to favor over all others. What was the reason for this lethargy? Jefferson was emphatic that people of African descent could never be the equal of, or nor live peaceably among people of European descent. So Jefferson took a harsher line on miscegenation. Well, now I need to find out what miscegenation means. I'm learning new words. I'm learning new words. Miscegenation is interbreeding of people considered to be of different racial types. Okay. Why not just say that? I guess it's easier to say one word. Took a harder line on miscegenation than many of his fellow Virginians. Particularly ironic given that all the slaves he did free were relatives of Sally Hemings. Worked to prevent freedmen from residing in Virginia, and believed, as most of his contemporaries did, that emancipation would have to be accompanied by deportation of the previously enslaved to Africa or to Santo Domingo. Jefferson could dream of a more egalitarian world in which slavery had vanished, even if he could not see how to get there. But he had a positive horror of a world where he could not, where he would have to live with the descendants of slaves as equals. Okay, and the point made, the point is not to demonize the nation's third president unduly. Even Ben Franklin, president of the Abolition Society, had previously owned slaves until he saw black children learning in school and concluded that perhaps slavery was not their natural condition. Even Abraham Lincoln believed that after emancipation, the freed slaves would have to be shipped overseas until their valor in battle proved to him their worth as fellow citizens. Our national inheritance bequeathed to us from Jefferson is substantial, including, as it does, the doubling of the size of the country. But James Polk, who brought into the Union a territory of not dissimilar scope, is not honored with a temple on the Potomac. What elevates Jefferson is the Declaration. If we have hidden from ourselves the full picture of this founder, it is precisely because we do not want to admit either that he did not really believe his own fine words or that he was too cowardly and too greedy to live by them. Of what value, then, is that loftiest part of our inheritance? Words can have a power that their authors cannot control. The Declaration's language changed nothing in Virginia, but it was echoed in the Constitution of Massachusetts, where it was cited by the court to abolish slavery in the Commonwealth. The Declaration inspired independence movements from Belgium to Bolivia, Venezuela to Vietnam. Frederick Douglass, in his famous oration, quote, "What to the slave is the 4th of July," end quote, called the Declaration the, quote, ring bolt to the chain of your nation's destiny, end quote. His entire speech is a scourging of the conscience of the country for so thoroughly and completely belying the compromise of what the nation declared to justify its own creation. And yet the same declaration was cited by South Carolina as precedent to justify their own secession in the cause of defending slavery. The question left us by the Declaration is precisely how much power to attribute to the words themselves. Were they merely an empty promise unfulfilled, or were they also an inspiration? How different would history be if the Declaration had never been written? Or if the Continental Congress preferred not to attach such sweeping and lofty sentiments to a list of complaints of being insufficiently defended against, quote, the merciless Indian savages, end quote, while also being overtaxed to pay for precisely that defense. If we note how easily the words were ignored by their own author, we might be tempted to say, not very, not very. If we note how many people were inspired by them to die to make men free, we might be moved to say, a great deal. Yeah, the words are good. Let's live by them. And the writer goes on to say, as a writer, I cannot help but be inclined to the latter position. The words, the specific words matter. Consider only as one example how different the Declaration's history might have been had it not transformed Locke's right to property into that so felicitously phrased right to the pursuit of happiness. In the Civil War, the Declaration would have been far more clearly enlisted on the Confederate side, whereas worded as it actually was, one can confidently draw a line, however meandering, from 1776 to 1967's landmark Loving versus Virginia decision abolishing restrictions on interracial marriage. And if the words matter, then their author matters too, because the words do not write themselves. So, was there something about Jefferson, something about America, something that made such words possible? Might our hunger, our impatience, our conviction, our specialness have been the goad to the Declaration's spiritual ambition as well? If so, then it's a comic irony that this ambition has become the precious inheritance of those whom its author refused to see as kin. Alternatively, and more in tune with our moment, we could call the author to account for his rank hypocrisies, deny any kinship with him, and renounce his inheritance as unalterably tainted. In that case, the irony is that Jefferson, the prophet of perpetual revolution, who cut out any verses from his Bible that offended his enlightened sensibilities, might well claim such iconoclasts with even more truly as his children than those who in veneration whitewash his name. Whew, that was harsh, but totally, I get it. I get it. Noah Millman, he was writing, I found this on theweek.com, The Scandal of Declaration by Noah Millman. I mean, that goes hand in hand with what's going on right now. People whitewashing history, people taking down monuments. Clint Baggett, look at that sexy beast. Happy 4th to you and yours. Hey, happy 4th to you. There's things that are, I'm sure I'm not the only one struggling in my head with this. People taking down monuments to, people that of questionable history, people that did some sketchy things in their time. I've done some sketchy things in my time. I don't have any monuments. Well, I don't know if I have any monuments erected. I don't know if I have any monuments erected of me. None that I'm aware of. Maybe there's a picture or two hanging in some school, or an employee of the month plaque somewhere hanging up somewhere. Maybe that's a monument to me. But that was an achievement that I did. I've had awards through the years that I've won. Is that discounted by any wrongdoing that I've done? I guess it depends on how bad the wrongdoing is. But I know my history is, I've done some good, I've done some bad, and hopefully the good has outweighed the bad. I think I'm a pretty good person, but I think most people think that they're good people. So, I hope that history and the people around me I let them be the judge. Oh, Cecilia wins out there. Stardust. Hey, Stardust. How you doing? She sings karaoke at some of my shows. She sings a lot of David Bowie songs. I appreciate that, and I do miss having you at karaoke there in the Cabot area when we used to do it. Yeah, that was a whole lot of fun. All right, party people. Well, I've been here hanging out on the KeysDAN show, reading some stuff about Independence Day. It's not just a Declaration of Independence. In fact, the last article that I read pretty much sums it up. It's not really the day that we had our independence. And let's see, the beginning of that article was, it's not the date. Let's see, the date that we got our independence from Great Britain was September 3rd, 1783. And then the date when the war started was April 19th, 1775. The Constitution was created on September 17th, 1787. It was ratified on June 21st, 1788. And then it became effective on March 4th, 1789. Let's see. The separation from Britain, the Continental Congress, resolved that on July 2nd, 1776. So what we're really celebrating are the words that justify the resolution of the world. All men are created equal. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. And I guess that's what we're striving to, heading towards in our own weird way, by tearing down monuments. I don't know. Is that the way to do it? Some people would say yes. I think it's very destructive. But then again, so was the Revolutionary War. That's how things get done. If you don't like a law, you fight against that law. And if peaceful protest isn't working, I guess some people find unpeaceful. I wish we could all get along. But wishes don't work all the time. I'm not saying go out there and destroy some stuff. In fact, I'm definitely not saying don't. I'm saying don't go out there and destroy stuff. Don't do it. Don't do it. Take care of your fellow man, your neighbor. If everyone took care of, their own front porch and the neighbors around them, the whole world would get along just fine. I have my group of people that I see every week, and I like it. I get along with them. Hey, I hope to see you guys this week. I have the One Public show, the Rab in Conway, Arkansas, on Friday nights at 8 p.m. That's been going very, very well. It feels like old times. People just getting along, getting together. There's a lot of sanitizer in the room. Definitely hand sanitizer. Wear a mask when you come in. I think you can take it off while you're drinking your drinky drinks and having your food there. The kitchen is definitely open. It is considered a restaurant, a private club, if you will. So there's that. Oh my goodness. So I've spent a little time here on the KeysDAN show. I might do some gaming a little bit later. Hopefully you might join me on that as well. I'm going live on Facebook. Let's see, on YouTube, Twitch, and also I guess LinkedIn. I'm trying to figure out how to do the Periscope. I guess I'll figure that out soon enough. The machine will not get me. All right. I hope you're celebrating your Independence Day. And if you are going to blow something up, be safe about it. Not that I need to tell you that. What's funny is is whenever somebody goes out driving, you're like, drive safe. Oh, I'm glad you said that. Be careful. I'm glad you said that. I was just going to be all reckless. I think that goes without saying, but I think it's a nice sentiment that people will tell you, hey, be safe out there. All right, I will. I will do that just because you said be safe out there. I've been noticing all the fireworks in the video that's behind me, and I'm enjoying that. I like fireworks. I think they're a lot of fun. I did see on my Facebook coming down the feed in the Conway. I think it's the Conway, Arkansas chit chat. Maybe somebody said, "Hey, if it's possible, can we uh, stop the fireworks at 10 p.m. in the city limits? I'm trying to get some sleep." And oh my goodness, when I looked at it just a little bit ago, about an hour ago, there were like 180 comments. Most of them were, "Hey, it doesn't get dark until 9 o'clock. I want to blow some stuff up. I want to celebrate my independence. Why does your sleep habit have any effect on my freedom?" Oh my goodness, we got to have some consideration. And the picture of the sad dog that I'm seeing, the sad dog kind of looking behind him. I'm so sad, the sad dog. Be considerate that there's sad dogs that are scared of the fireworks. And then somebody wrote underneath it, said, "Yeah, that's the same dog that was barking all night long, keeping me awake." Oh my goodness. It's all fun. It's all fun, I tell you. Yes, that's right, Clint. Like Will Ferrell said, everybody love everybody. Well, I think that's the way to finish this, Clint Baggett. I'll finish it off with that. Everybody love everybody, and enjoy your Independence Day, our Independence Day, 4th of July in the United States of America. And if you're serving abroad, you're an American citizen serving abroad, I hope that you're safe where you are. All right, party people. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time, that's Sunday evening, I do a regular one of these lives, and I invite you to join in. You can either text on the Facebook feed if you want, or you can always call me at 501-470-6386. And if you want to do a full podcast with me, I do the What Makes You Famous podcast. And I'm really, really, I'm over 200 of those right now. And I'm really enjoying learning from people from all over the world. I can Skype them in, and using the same broadcast software that I'm using right now. I put the person right there on the Skype, so they'll be right next to me. And yeah, it makes it look a little more professional. I have a few of those videos on YouTube, and then I went ahead and I reshared them on my Facebook feed, Keys Dan. I think my Facebook is Keys Dan 411. That's my personal Facebook page. I say private. Most of the stuff on there is public, but then I have the Keys Dan page, and follow me on the Keys Dan Show page, hashtag Keys Dan Show, and follow me on the What Makes You Famous page, hashtag What Makes You Famous, and follow me. Hey, if you want to learn some more stuff, I'll probably be adding more things on the What Makes You Smarter podcast, hashtag What Makes You Smarter. That's it for me. It's Keys Dan, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.